I had a super weird dream last night. It was kind of invigorating. I went to go to the mall because I had a hair appointment. They told me, yeah, you can come in, but you have to come in within 4 minutes. So I rushed over there. And it was strange because all these people were hanging out in big groups. And I was like, this is not socially acceptable. And I couldn't figure out how to get into the mall. I went into a grocery store and I was like, is this connected to the mall? How do I get in? And there was a girl in there that was like, oh, hey, what's up? You're like that cheerleader chick, whatever. I'm like, yeah, can I get in the mall from here? And she's like, no, you have to go over there. So I go and I'm walking and everyone's like hugging and being all friendly and like I'm just trying to figure out how I get into this mall. So I go and I find an elevator. There doesn't seem to be any other entrance inside, like how to get inside the mall. And so I go into the elevator, but it was strange, like it had a handicap sign, but it was like almost like a ladder that you had to climb to get into this elevator. It was a light blue color, and once you get in, you have to, it's like two pieces, right? So you're inside, but then there's like a thing that you pull so that it comes down. Does that make any sense? It's like a Kinder egg. Like, you know, the inside part where you like the toy part? It's like two halves, and you have to pull the other half down to cover the other side. And they're like, okay, now we're going up. And I'm like, oh, I just want to go into the mall. And so I start seeing like all the parkades, and next thing you know, I'm seeing the roof of the mall, and then I'm seeing the trees, and then I'm seeing the sky, and then, you know, so on and so forth. I'm 600 meters up in the sky inside this little circular, strange, egg-shaped elevator. And I can't remember what they called it, like what kind of, they called it like a something, like an orb pan. And they're like, the orb pan is like very good at taking impact and da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, weird, okay. And then I started having all these strange visuals of me like laying in a lake, or just like laying in the sun in the desert, or like blowing bubbles in the water of a lake and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, I want to go down, and then I kept having trouble like keeping it shut, and it was really scary because I thought I was gonna fall out, and we were over 600 meters in the air. And so I'm like, uh-oh. And I'm trying to pull it shut, and like, I'm like, dude, it's just not working very well. And they're like, alright, we're going down. And we're going down, and like, it fell off of like the track of the elevator, so I'm free falling in the sky. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna fucking die. And then next thing you know, they're like, alright, but the thing is like the voice in the elevator was still going, and like it was inside the orb pan. And so I grabbed the two handles of the orb pan, and we get very, very close. So we're on like this far away from a building. And then I'm bracing myself and I just bounce. I just go, like, I just bounce. And then it bounced. So I'm holding it and it bounced down a lower level. And then I bounce down again. And I'm actually having fun. This is the coolest thing ever. It's like a pogo stick. And then I start celebrating. I start getting so excited. I'm invigorated that I just did something that I've never ever done before. I used an orb pin. And so eventually I'm like bouncing around and all these people are also celebrating because they've done it before too. And they know how scary that thing can be when you don't know what's going on. And so I end up getting out of it. And then I go to my house and all of my plants are flourishing. Sure, maybe a couple were fallen over, but all of my plants were growing like crazy. So like my beans, my lettuce, for some reasons I was growing artichoke, but that's not real. I'm not growing that right now, but the artichoke was growing and that was super cool. And then I look over at the lettuce and it grew right in front of my eyes and I just start getting so excited and happy and celebrating even more. And yeah, that's my dream.